We're still months away from award season in Hollywood, but one film already is getting buzz. It's Judy, a biography about legendary actress Judy Garland. From the recent Toronto International Film Festival, Jeffrey Brown takes a look at the movie and its star as part of our Canvas series on arts and culture.
Ladies and gentlemen.
I can't.
In the new film, Judy, we meet one of the 20th century's greatest entertainers in free fall near the end of her life.
Judy!
I can't. You'll be fine. Now, on you go.
It's a study of Hollywood, both magic and tragic. The girl who is forever Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz, the woman who dazzled with her singing and screen performances, the great Judy Garland, played by Renee Zellweger.
It's impossible not to appreciate just how truly extraordinary she was.
What did she have? I mean, what did you see in her?
Hope, joy, tenacity, and just raw God-given talent. Her ability to transcend. You know, she gets inside a song, she breaks it apart, she lives and feels the content of whatever it is that's speaking to human emotion. And every person who sees her feels that she's singing to me.
Rupert Goold directed the new film. He's best known for his work in London theatre.
I spent my life in rehearsal rooms and had the privilege of being incredibly close to all sorts of actors and singers, and I was just really interested in trying to capture what it is to perform, sort of intuitively in the body, emotionally, psychologically, and you know, Garland was like an incredible performer, and in some senses this film is a study of what that means and the cost of that.
The film shows flashbacks to the teenaged Frances Gumm, her given name, from a small town in Minnesota as she becomes the national darling Judy Garland, part of the star-making MGM studio machine. Groomed for fame, but fed pills to stay slim, others to stay awake for grueling 18-hour shoots, still others to sleep.
Judy Garland literally grew up on camera. She was the first person who had that experience. Her entire life was in the public eye, and she was incubated by the studio, and I'm sure she had lots of triumphs and joys in that, but there was also a lot of very punishing, difficult times for her, particularly in her youth.
But the real focus here is much later in 1969, the final year of her life. When all but broke, homeless, and unemployable in Hollywood, Garland took on a series of stage performances in a London nightclub. Zellweger says that while much has changed in the film world, she found ways to connect.
Well, I probably understand a little bit of it from personal experience. There's an awareness among most people in our business that we're lucky to be doing what we're doing. So there's a certain level of gratitude that then translates into a sense of responsibility that you want to hold up your end of the deal. And for someone like Judy, for example, who is made to feel constantly that she was lucky and replaceable, and that there's a million girls who can take your place, what wouldn't you do in order to hold on to your place when this is your joy?
You have to make a decision about how to play her. I mean, right, an iconic person. Do you end up coming to feel that you're impersonating her, playing her?
Oh, I hope not.
No?
I hope not. No, it felt, I don't know, it just felt, I just wanted to express what it was I was feeling. It was a search for finding that moment, that opportunity to tell that point of that emotional experience, and a celebration.
It was funny, I remember in the early part of the shoot we'd talk about whether we'd refer to Judy or Renee in between takes or in the filming.
Really?
And I think as it went on, which often happens I think with actors in the role, is it just becomes a she. She's this, she's that. And the she, of course, is Judy Garland, but of course it's also the work we're doing on the day in the performance. And the she becomes a sort of, like a dream state, which hopefully you've done the work beforehand, that there's enough Judy in there.
Oh goodness, were you in this dream state too? Judy, Renee, Renee, Judy?
Hopefully not cognizant of what's happening in the moment, in the surroundings, but trying to kind of stay connected to whatever it was that we had collected and discussed and again conjured, bring bring this energy, bring this emotion, bring this moment in the telling of her story.
Some of the interest in this film, too, is seeing Zellweger herself, now 50, return to the screen. A star since her 20s in films like Jerry Maguire, Chicago, Bridget Jones, and Cold Mountain, for which she won an Oscar for Best Supporting Actress, she stepped away from the movies for 6 years and has spoken openly of the emotional stress and depression she battled. Part of it, she told me in Toronto, was her own Hollywood bubble, estranged from life itself.
Yes, and I learned about this process, but I don't think that you can authentically tell stories when you don't have authentic exchanges with people. And most of my exchanges were as a different character or talking about the character that I had played. So, you know, where's home and who are your friends and what do you like to do now and why don't you learn something new and why don't you grow as a person? It just seemed essential to me. Or I was boring myself, you know? Like I would hear myself speaking the lines. That's no good.
Judy, one of today's stars taking on one of the greatest ever, is quite a comeback performance. And Zellweger did her own singing and dancing.
Clang, clang, clang with the trolley. That's his fault.
That's his fault?
I wasn't the one singing.
What do you mean, he made you do it? Yeah?
Well, I didn't show up going, hey guys, I have a great idea.
She's a great singer.
But you went for it, huh?
And then some.
You won't forget me, will you? Promise you won't.
Judy Garland was just 47 when she died. The new film Judy opens this weekend. For the PBS NewsHour, I'm Jeffrey Brown at the Toronto International Film Festival.
That's got to be quite a film.